You are now watching the Movie Juice Podcast.
The juice is loose.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Movie Juice Podcast. I'm Dylan.
I'm Kyle.
And I'm James.
Movie Juice, Movie Juice, Movie Juice.
Juice the movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I was gonna do an Irish accent, and then I was like, "Is that insensitive?" And then I was like, "Wait, I'm a redhead."
Yeah,
I probably could have done one.
Yeah, I mean, you do look like the Lucky Charms box.
Yeah, you
Hey,
do.
fuck Lucky Charms.
So, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Patrick's Day. My bad.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are wearing green. So we are.
Even though this doesn't drop on St. Patrick's Day, but
But we're wearing green anyway.
yeah.
I'm definitely not.
Shut up.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that one clip where he's like got the green like a green undershirt on? I think it's like underwear or something. He's like, I'm wearing green. Why'd you pinch me?
Yeah, dude. He takes it off. He's got a
Yeah.
bra on. Yeah, dude. He's got like a green sports bra on.
That's funny. Anyway, sorry.
See,
side tangent.
Whenever I got my Ninja Turtles tattoos, I almost debated coloring them in so I would never have to wear green for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, you should have done it.
Nah, I just didn't want to.
Yeah, no, it's too much. No, actually, none of us are wearing green.
Yeah.
But the spirit is there. Also, it's 4:20 p.m. right now. Look at that.
Blaze it.
Sick. So, you got the...
Talk amongst yourselves until I pull it up.
All right. Yeah. I didn't say anything on purpose.
All right. It was released January 8th, 1993.
Okay.
Missed opportunity. It had a budget of $900,000 and it made $8.5 million in the box office and has a 8-film franchise, which I don't understand.
Me neither. I think they're just easy to make.
Easy to make and cheap to make.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's see how much the second one made.
I think that there's a reason they made 8, brother.
Well, a lot of it ended up like straight to DVD too.
Yeah,
I think.
true.
The budget for the second one was 1.5 and the box office was 2.3.
So I think the third one and after is just like a home video. release.
Yeah, home video to Sci-Fi Channel release.
Yeah.
Except for maybe I think it made like 4 million its opening week.
So when was the first time you guys saw this movie that you can remember?
It was on like Sci-Fi when I was a kid.
It was on Sci-Fi.
For like October usually.
It was on Sci-Fi, and it was like right around St. Patrick's Day, and I was watching it with my granddad, and he was just like, "Man, this movie's dumb as hell." I was just like, "Yeah."
I remember we had like all of them on DVD. Like we had like the box set or something. Not the box set, but it was like back
I didn't
when
know they made a box set.
It was probably one of those ones that was like 7 movies in
Yeah,
one.
like one-
Yeah, it was exactly
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So we had like all of them, and I'm pretty sure I've seen most of the Leprechaun movies, but I've watched this one a bunch, like over the years.
Because the only other one I've heard that's worth a damn is Leprechaun in the Hood.
Yeah, well, they go to space at one point too.
That's the fourth one.
That's like it's like early on.
And then they go back.
At least Jason waited like 10.
And then they go back
Leprechaun's like 4
to
now.
the hood.
Yeah,
and
Leprechaun
then
back to the
there's
Hood,
that might be 5 or 6, and then 6 is just something different, and then 7 is Origins, and then they did another one.
Yeah, they did like a.
Origins doesn't even have a Leprechaun in it. I've heard.
No, but
It's not like the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
not the
because
same.
it's like Origins is like a remake, and then they did like a requel too
Okay.
for the Sci-Fi Channel because it's got the dude, the painter dude, the one that's covered in paint.
Ozzy?
Thank you. But yeah, so would you guys recommend this movie?
No.
no, not really. I mean, if you're looking for something to watch on St. Patrick's Day that's horror related, maybe. But
But like maybe like motherfuckers from like Philadelphia. I think I'm just pulled that from
Always
like
Sunny.
Boston.
It's Always Sunny. But like
Boston.
the motherfuckers who do like go hard on St. Patrick's Day, yeah, sure, watch it, have fun.
Yeah,
But, like,
maybe.
I don't even think they're watching it. I think they're too busy getting drunk.
This might be just for the Irish, maybe, because I mean,
Even then, it's pretty insensitive.
if you're,
Not at all.
I don't know if I'd hard recommend or anything, but I don't think it's like a bad recommend.
if you just catch it on TV, we actually watched this at a good time because whenever I pulled it up on Amazon, it said
like 3 days.
It said
Yeah.
leaves in 3 days,
Yeah.
and I was like, hell yeah, we didn't get proposed on this one.
Yeah, it was close though.
Yeah, I just figure like maybe this one I think I would recommend the first one because I do think it's fun, but I don't think I'd recommend any of the sequels.
No,
Once we get into that.
From what I've heard of them, I would probably recommend In the Hood though, because I've heard that one's fucking hilarious.
Because I enjoyed this one. I mean, I didn't like love it or anything, but I
I
thought it was
laughed, I
fun.
chuckled, but like the plot for me, for sure, we'll get into it. But the plot,
I liked
was
it.
Whatever.
I liked it a lot more than my wife did. because she hated it.
Yeah,
I don't blame her. I can see it going either way, you know.
Because at the end, we'll get to it. I told her, I was like, this isn't the worst holiday-themed horror movie I've watched.
not at all.
I've watched
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
It's a Wonderful Knife is also
Oh,
worse.
God, yeah.
Yeah, I think the fun of Warwick Davis running around doing crazy shit, I think definitely trumps It's a Wonderful
And
Life.
we'll
I had
get
think
to
about
it.
for a
But
second.
every time he's on something with wheels, they speed
it up, yeah.
And it's hilarious.
It's so fucking funny, dude, because he's like, oh my god, he's so fast.
I have a fun fact about the wheelchair later. I'll tell you about that.
Oh, yeah, you guys ready to
Yeah, let's
step up to the juicer?
Let's step
Let's
up to the
fucking...
juice.
That's me juicing it. You know what I'm saying? You can't see it on the video, but I'm going... I'm taking my hands and pretending to squeeze something.
See, you keep saying you can't see it on the video. It's if there's an actual video that maybe they can't see, and there's no video.
Well,
At
you
all.
know what?
Not even for us.
Fuck me, I guess. All right. But you guys get to see it.
It's like the beginning of our podcast saying you're not watching the movie.
Yeah.
You're not watching it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
we
was,
probably should have had it. You are now listening to
hey, that was a me goof.
Yeah,
That
well,
was Jeff. That was all Jeff.
No, I made the song.
I tried to give you an out, and you really wanted that smoke.
well, there's
Yeah,
still
huh?
Jeff. Jeff still exists.
I mean, yeah, he exists. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
like,
he edits this.
I was just trying to lie and say Jeff did it, but if you want to take responsibility,
I mean-
that's fine. So this movie starts.
The Lionsgate.
Lionsgate, and then we open up to the Leprechaun.
I liked the old Lionsgate logo where it was red. You
Yeah.
don't see that one as much anymore.
cool.
Now it's like blue and looks like clouds now.
Then like usually sometimes it's got that new one too. It's not new anymore, but like early 2010s it was where like you go through the actual gate.
Yeah, yeah. I like watching all the gears and it
it's
turned
cool.
red.
Yeah, it's fun.
And then you just see
This Leprechaun with some gold. He's rhyming. He's
Yeah.
rhyming a bunch.
Open
Fuck,
up.
I hate these rhymes.
Open up to the Leprechaun coming down some stairs, doing some magic, making the lights go out. Is what I wrote.
I put Leprechaun walks downstairs and he's playing with his gold and starts dropping bars.
Try as they will, try as they might. Who steals the gold won't live through the night. And then it says Trimark Pictures presents. And then there's a man in a car, and then we got the title card.
Yeah, title card's real quick in this one.
Leprechaun.
He's in a limo.
It is
Yeah,
a limo.
yeah.
Okay.
He's like getting driven.
See, whenever I was typing my note, I originally put car, then whenever they said limo, that's where I went back and switched it.
Oh, you got a limo?
Yeah, fuck you,
And then
Nancy.
If I find a bag of gold too, I'll buy a fucking limo too.
Yeah, bro.
And then the car stops, and there's a man in a suit. It's the man. What's his name? O'Donnelly?
We don't know yet.
Mr. O'Grady.
Mr.
we
O'Grady.
don't know that yet.
That's true. We don't know.
We
that
don't.
yet.
Split hairs. I'm just kidding.
Okay, that's fine.
He gets out and he chugs,
Yeah, he chugs a bottle of Jameson.
and then he litters.
And litters the bottle. Yeah, I put drinking some fucking Jameson and littering the bottle.
Because
Hell
they
yeah.
literally just cut off the end because they didn't want to pay him.
Yeah, they didn't want to pay for
So
Jameson.
they just took the end off.
I put drinking and driving and littering.
Well, I don't think he was driving.
He wasn't. I
Oh,
thought he
okay.
was. And then I realized it was a limousine. And because this is whenever he shows up to the house. And his wife is like, a limousine? And he
Yeah.
says,
He's like, I caught me a leprechaun.
Jesus.
I'm red haired. I can do this.
what has gotten into you, Mr. O'Grady?
Yeah, that's when we find out his name.
I put
now we know his name.
I put wife as nagging, and then in parentheses I put his wife, not my wife.
A lot's gotten into him. He's getting a mansion. And then I guess he wasn't drinking and driving. But he says that he's going to get a mansion.
He said, yeah, tomorrow we're gonna go look at mansions.
And then apparently you find out that he has a package from the funeral parlor.
Yeah, because he's
Yeah.
like, did my package come? She's like, yeah, I just left it on the porch. And I was like, what? Okay.
Because his mother died in Ireland.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be sending her ashes over. But you find out that he goes and opens the box,
Yeah.
and it's an urn.
Yeah.
But then he busts that motherfucker open,
It's a bag of gold.
and it's a bag of gold.
Yeah, and he's like, this ain't my mom's urn, or my mom's ashes.
And then he says, this is when he says that he caught the leprechaun for his gold. And then he says it's the rule, whenever you catch a leprechaun, they give you the gold. He does say that. It's the rule, which I've never heard that. Research, you
Yeah.
ever heard that rule?
Yeah.
See,
heard that
I
rule?
always
Wow.
thought it was you had to go to the end of the rainbow, and then they just give you the gold.
Yeah.
No, if you catch the leprechaun, you get the gold.
Oh, see, the Lucky Charms
That's why they run
commercials
from you.
told me wrong.
Are we talking about them like they're real right now? These motherfuckers be running.
Allegedly.
Do they have to be alive when I catch them, or can I just pull out the glizzy?
But they can't do that if they're
Blicky,
dead.
whatever you call it.
Yeah, they can't
I
reveal the
think other
gold.
people call guns glizzies. I'm pretty sure I've heard that.
I don't think so.
You're gonna pull out a pocket hot dog?
Pretty sure for Juice WRLD say it, call it a glizzy. I'm pretty sure.
In slang, a glizzy is commonly used to refer to a gun, specifically a Glock handgun.
Woo! Okay.
See, I only ever see it referred to as hot dogs.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's what I said. The only instance I knew as to why I said that was because of Juice WRLD.
The evolution of the word to include hot dog comes from the extended magazine of a pistol, which is about the length of a hot dog.
See, I was
The more
imagining.
you know.
I was imagining you pulled out a gun, right? Shot it, a hot
Dude.
dog came out. Hot dog gun. Let's make one.
No. I remember this back in the day. It was like a what would you rather? But I can't remember the other part. But I'm just gonna say, wouldn't it be cool if you could just shoot hot dogs from your fingertips?
My dad got me a hot dog toaster.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Does it toast hot dogs or is it just shaped like a hot dog?
No.
It says retro pop-up hot dog toaster.
Yeah, you put the hot dogs.
What?
Yeah, you put the hot dogs in, and then you put the buns on the side. I don't like doing the buns. I don't like the bun that crunchy.
I like soft buns.
Yeah, you put the fucking hot dogs in there.
Holy shit.
It's like one of the greatest gifts my dad's ever gotten me.
It's thicker jumbo-sized hot dogs.
Couldn't be me.
It couldn't be me.
Well, like whenever my dad got it to me, me and Kyle were watching Seinfeld, and I was just making hot dogs for it.
All right, let's get back to the movie. Back to the juicer. So the lady is doubtful of the gold.
Understandable.
She's like, why are you wasting all this money on limos? I know you didn't catch your Leprechaun, you lying ass motherfucker.
And then she's like, well, I'm going to make some tea. And then while she's making tea, you start hearing a child whimper.
And also lightning strikes when they're on the front porch.
Oh, there you go. I didn't catch that.
Ominous.
And then the child that is whimpering or singing is coming from the luggage
From
that
the suitcase.
Mr. O'Grady brought with him. And I was like, oh no, the lady is going to let the youngin' out. And then I just put, it's the fucking leprechaun.
In my notes, I didn't want to keep typing Leprechaun, so for the rest of my notes, I call him Leppy. But I literally just put Leppy leaps from the suitcase.
I call him Leppy Boy, Lep, and L.
I wish I would have done that. I just kept referring to him as Leprechaun. but also, like, my phone was helping me out. I would type in Lep, and then it would
it would know.
Yeah, and then so I would just hit the space bar, and it would just fill it out for me.
You know what a leppy actually is?
Leprosy.
A leper.
It's a motherless calf.
Wow.
Huh. Dude, shouts out to research, bro.
Shouts out research.
Looking up stuff we didn't even ask for. I love it.
I love it.
You
That's
love
what
to
we
see
need
it.
around
Because
here.
now I have a fun fact that we pull out.
But he wants his gold now, and then the lady falls down the steps and dies.
I put 2 weeks in a row of people falling down the stairs.
I just put Miss O'Grady takes a nasty tumble down the stairs.
But in the last week's movie, he didn't die. He was just in a coma for 4 years.
Yeah, that's true.
This girl actually dies.
And then Leppy,
Nah, she's old.
the leprechaun, he smells the tea, and he's like, "Oh, there's tea! Ho, ho, ho. I'm a leprechaun. I'm a little leprechaun boy, you know? Like, I don't fucking know." And then you find out that and then like he starts like Mr. O'Grady shows back up, and he's like calling for the old lady. Her name's Leah, by the way, I think.
I just call her Miss O'Grady.
Yeah, that's all I refer to her as.
Because, you know, like, Dan goes and hides the gold, whatever. His name's Dan, also. And then, like, I think, like, he's, like, pretending to be her. Like, the leprechaun's, like, using her voice.
He does that a couple times. He did with the suitcase and the child.
And Dan's like, "Oh, I'm coming, Mrs. O'Grady." And, oh, no, it's the leprechaun!
he's like,
oh, I'm
her
coming.
mouth like a puppet.
And then he's like, "How'd you get here?" And he says that the wee people have their magical ways.
Yeah, which is basically lazy writing for I can teleport.
Yes, because he does.
But not if there's a 4-leaf clover on the crate for some reason.
Dude, honestly, bro, like, I do have some beef with, like, a part later, and I'll try to remember so I can talk about it. Because I didn't write it down. I'm just thinking about it retroactively. I'm like, I have a problem with that.
But anyway, so like they get into a little argument. He pulls out the blicky because it's not a glizzy. Because now we know blizzards are Glocks.
Yeah.
He pulls out the blicky and he's a terrible shot. He's got a stormtrooper.
I actually wrote Dan got that stormtrooper aim. And then Leprechaun says, "Your bullets won't stop me forever. I'll keep coming." I put in parentheses, Nosferatu, back.
Yeah, because in my notes I was confused. I was like, so he can die, but I guess he just keeps waking back up, kind of like Jason, I guess.
While he's popping at the Leprechaun, too, he only shoots twice, then he has to reload, but he's got a 6-shooter. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you only have 2 bullets?
You have 4 more shots.
I guess he's playing like I do on, like, shooter games, right?
Yeah,
Just always reload
every time.
Yeah.
And then I noted the opening credits has lasted over 8 minutes. That's fucking wild.
Yeah, like, right? Because, like, even when they're walking through the house before he goes to hide the gold, I was like, why are there still names popping up?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
And then, like, I paused it and I was like, 8.5 minutes.
I was thinking, I didn't write it down, but I was thinking, I was like, God damn, like, fuck.
That's the longest opening credits I've ever seen in a fucking movie, I think.
Yeah.
But then, like, he chases the Leprechaun downstairs, and I think he's using the wife more, like it's some kind of puppet, and he says that he'll give him more than gold.
And that's when he's like, wait, I know your weakness, though. And then he pulls out a 4-leaf clover.
Yep.
And then, like, Leppy gets really scared. He's like, oh, no!
And he's like, "You can't stop me forever. I'll keep coming back." And then he jumps in the crate, and he puts the clove, and he says, the power of the clover will keep you in there forever. And
The power of clove compels you.
And then, like, while he's doing that, Leppy's like cursing. He's like, I'll curse all your family, your whole family.
And then he hammers the crate shut, and he goes to get some gasoline.
He also
right?
drags his wife back upstairs.
Yeah. And after the gasoline, he drags the body of his wife upstairs and traded me. You find out the leprechaun traded his soul for his gold, but Dan's gonna trade the leprechaun his life. And then he has a stroke.
Yeah.
The leprechaun says that.
And I put my notes on Greedy dead, but then later on.
Because he also says, "Burn in hell, you little green
You
bastard."
little green bastard. Yeah, because he says that right after he lights the match, like while he's like stroking out.
And then the match goes
Because
out.
at first I didn't know he was having a stroke, so I put "has heart attack?" question mark,
That's what I thought
dies
too, yeah.
question mark.
I just put O'Grady dead, and then later on I'm like, oh, I guess he's not dead.
But I guess like Leppy's magic, he uses it to like blow out the candle because then Dan like shoots out or whatever, fucking dies. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Doesn't die actually. But,
Leprechaun doesn't escape. Mountain overshot.
Yep.
10 years later. Dad, I'm still depressed. I put Me Too 93, Jennifer Aniston, Me Too.
I put Dad on to the press and I just put same. and also, like every song in this fucking movie has something to do with like a leprechaun. Because there's like a 4-leaf clover song going on in the background.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is this? And they're in a red Jeep, and then she's like,
This house is shitty.
She's like, why are we in New Mexico? And he's like, we're in North Dakota. She's like, well, I don't care. It's not Los Angeles because she's like a little preppy bitch.
But the funny part is, they totally shot this in LA.
There's no way they didn't.
Like, they shot it in the hills.
What's funny, she's that bad at geography to be like, why are we in New Mexico? I'm like, buddy, we're in North Dakota.
Does anybody know like how old she is in this movie? Because she seems like a high schoolerish, but she also has enough money to go stay at a hotel. She keeps staying.
She's probably like early 20s.
Okay.
That's what I would
Oh, she's working on it.
Because I know she was 24 when they filmed it, but I like how old she's supposed to be in the movie.
Oh, I would assume she's still like early 20s, right? Like right out of high
I don't know,
school.
because she acts like she's still in high school, but like, you know.
Yeah, but we kind of act like we were still in high school for a while.
It's also kind of the same thing with like the movie Mar. It's like they look way older than the age they're supposed to be.
Anyway, her name's Tori.
Yeah, and they arrive at the small house, and I just put Jennifer fucking Aniston.
Yeah.
She's pissed about this little shitty house.
Yeah.
She's talking about how they're going to be miserable there because there's no swimming pool, and there's no shopping malls or cable, probably not even a TV, and it sure ain't Beverly Hills. That's what she says. And then there's a spider on the crate with the clover on it.
I put
don't know why I wrote
tarantula.
that down.
Big old tarantula.
Yeah.
What the hell?
And I put there might be a leprechaun in there. I don't know.
Maybe. We don't
Maybe
know.
that's the same crate. Probably.
Maybe it's the same crate with gasoline on it and a 4-leaf.
Or could you imagine not dying for 10 years and then just having to spend that 10 years in a fucking wood crate?
And
Could you imagine buying a house, showing up, and there's a goddamn leprechaun? Like,
She was 21 when they filmed it.
She was
Oh,
21.
it's even crazier. Holy fuck.
Okay, see, that's more believable
Yeah.
to playing a teenager than however old Tobey Maguire was in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
True that.
Because
He was like 30.
Yeah, because that was like an old ass high schooler. Honestly, I think the only one that like pulled that off is Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Because he just looks young.
He was over like 20.
Yeah, I think he's our age, and like, he still looks young.
But then they go down to the basement, and she's bitching about the basement.
Understandable, because like,
The basement sucks.
yeah, that basement is like dusty as hell.
Honestly, that whole house sucks. Like, whenever you see the kitchen and shit, it looks awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have just blown it up.
And she's like, they're talking about how it's like great. The dad's like, because their dad's there too. And he's like trying to be like, oh, it's not that bad.
He was like, oh, I got this on a great deal. And I said, I bet you did.
Yep.
Especially in 93, you probably paid a fucking lunchbox for it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she says that he got a good buy on it. And she was like, yeah, maybe from Dracula. And then she talks about how she wants a hotel in town.
Understandable.
And then I wrote, money is all you need to get by in this life, bro.
True.
I think they were talking about how like money isn't everything. And I was like, nah, it totally is.
And then she sees
Most of it.
big ass spider, and she's like, all right, fuck this, I'm going to a
this
hotel.
on Then she get ready to call, and she runs into a Nathan.
Yeah.
She got a cell phone too, which is super bougie for like the early 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you know they got money.
And then she runs into the guy carrying paint thinner.
And then we find out his name's Nathan.
She offers him $20 for the paint thinner, and he seems offended
And then he offers her 40. She
Because-
offers him 40.
because she won't say sorry.
Yeah.
He's like, you could just say sorry.
Dude, what kind of hair has that dude got going on?
It's like almost a mullet, but not quite.
Yeah. Grace said pompadour, and I was like, that's not
That's
a pompadour.
not a
I was like, that's way too long to be pompadour.
Yeah. Pompadour's like 40s, like greaser type.
Yeah.
With pomade in it.
What CM Punk's been rocking recently.
Yeah.
That's a fucking pompadour.
Yeah.
But then, like, yeah, she's like still freaking out over the spider, and the man like laughs at her because she's like being like a girl about it, and she says this is the 90s, women are treated equal. Then she says she isn't afraid now because she's trying to prove a point.
Yeah.
I think because she wants to fuck Nathan.
Yeah, my next note is literally Tori got Ladywood for Nathan.
Yeah, she does.
Yep.
She wants to get some hang down in her stanky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's what she wants. Because the dad comes out and he's like, all right, you know what, we'll leave.
Fuck it, you don't like this house, we'll leave.
Yeah, and she's like, nah, we'll stick it out.
We'll stay.
Yep, hot painter thinner guy, you know, he's there. And then there's a guy in
Trying to get-
overalls.
She wants him to paint her insides, you know what I mean?
White.
Paint them white, yeah. They get a pants to Ozzy and Alex in the back of a truck.
Yeah, and they're talking about flying saucers and shit.
And Dad comes up to ask if they need help, and they're like, nah, we're good. And the kid's like, I want a beer.
Yeah, I thought that was weird.
The kid wants a beer, and Ozzy's like, you.
Also, how old is this kid?
He's like 12, like legit, probably like 12.
Because the company is called 3 Men That Paint, but that's a literal child. That's
Yeah,
not a man.
That's child labor laws. Okay, I guess it might be different in North Dakota. I don't know.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, Ozzy gets mad at him because he wants a beer, and they start wrestling. It shows Tori like bringing Nathan drinks in the basement, and then it cuts to Leprechaun chilling in his little crate.
He wakes up.
He gets excited. He hears voices.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, shit, son.
Yeah, cool. She screams and wakes up Leppy, and you find out that Nathan was down. Nathan was down there.
I refer to
tarps.
him as Nate for a good portion of my notes.
It's okay. You gotta shorthand it sometimes.
Yeah.
This is a job. But oh yeah, he was getting tarps, and then they're talking about like all the shit down there.
because he dropped the carp from like high up in the basement, and then that's what blows the 4-leaf clover off the crate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they start,
good
like-
job, Nate.
They start messing with the fucking little box a little bit, and they're talking about how the O'Grady's collected a bunch of junk, and how Dan, which is Mr. O'Grady, was weird and strange. And then they decide they want to open the crate, but while they're getting ready to open the crate, Ozzy yells, and then it goes outside, and he's covered in paint, like he does some dumbass shit.
And Alex, Alex didn't hold the ladder.
Alex didn't hold the ladder correctly.
Good job, Alex.
Fucking bitch. Fuck you.
Right on my 12-year-old's work.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you find out that Ozzy doesn't like blue, because that's the color paint he's covered in. Which is like, alright, whatever, dude.
It's a weird thing.
Yep.
And he goes inside to wash off.
And he got all that paint off of himself. I don't know how. He did a great job. It's like
Off
they
his
filmed.
face, not off his clothes.
It's like they filmed it the next day or something. You know what I mean?
But also, the paint on his face literally looks like they just took it with a paintbrush. Like, it doesn't like...
Yeah, it doesn't
You
look
know,
like it was
you
dropped
can
on
tell
him.
if someone spills paint or if it's just like... And they just like... It looks like they just painted his face like
Yeah.
a ghost or something.
But
After
Blue
he
Man
washed-
Group style.
Yeah,
but after he washes himself,
he hears some singing.
Yeah.
Of like a child.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
and he goes down the stairs, and he's like, "Oh no, there's a little kid down here," and he's fucking stupid. And this is whenever the clover gets knocked off, actually, because as soon as it gets knocked off, then the leprechaun can get out.
Because
You
he
know,
wipes the dust off of it, and then it falls on the floor. And my wife was like, "So the 4-leaf clover was the only thing stopping him from busting out that box? A crusty ass leaf?"
Well, I get it, but like at the same time, I'm like, how in 10 years there hasn't been like a cross breeze, like bugs maybe, like the spider crawled across it and it moved away, like
Yeah.
something would have happened. Like it's just,
Yeah.
It's not the problem. It's not my problem. Isn't that's what was stopping it? Because like it's magic. It's some magic bullshit. I don't give a fuck about that. What I give a fuck about is like how was that not knocked over like
Nah,
10
Yeah.
times over?
I was in
10
the
years?
exact same place.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he pops out and asks for a light on his pipe.
Yeah, and then he eats a bug because he's starving.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was the fakest fucking bug I think I've ever seen.
It's funny because Ozzy says, "What are you?" And I wrote, "Probably a fucking leprechaun."
I wrote, "I'm your charms teacher." Harry Potter.
Harry Potter reference. Harry Potter reference. Sick.
Grace put, I feel like this is what Wolfman was wanting to look like.
Yeah, because it looks cool, like the hair. And
Yeah,
it
he
does.
looks more like a Wolfman than a leprechaun.
He does.
He's
Like,
also-
the clothes is what make him look like a leprechaun. Everything else make him look like Wolfman.
He's also a shoemaker by trade.
Yeah.
Which does come up
Which
a
comes
lot.
Yeah, 'cause he tries to
He's like, "Let me
clean-
shine your shoes."
Yep.
He's like, bro, get the fuck away from me, man.
And then he shoots green ass magic from his fingertips.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Have you seen my gold?" And Ozzy's like, "No." Like, and then he says that he'll tell me or I'll bite your ear off and make a boot out of it. And but then the leprechaun can't do anything to Ozzy to like stop him whenever Ozzy runs away because his magic is weak.
Yeah,
because he needs his gold. Which I have beef with because
is-
later he does all kinds of bullshit and he don't have his fucking gold.
It's just lazy writing.
It's just lazy writing. Like whenever he teleports with the cop, like when he's chasing the cop later.
Well, he got one gold coin.
Yeah, he put
Maybe he got a little bit of magic.
because he says you only got away because me powers are weak. I need me gold.
I wrote he needs his gold in all caps.
And then that's pretty much his whole dialogue for the rest of the movie.
I need me gold.
I need my gold.
And then he comes running outside, or Ozzy runs outside and tells them about the leprechaun, and the kid is not impressed, Alex.
And everyone's just like, fuck you, dude. Let's go to the basement right now, big dog.
Yeah, I put
exactly.
group party goes to the basement.
Yep.
Yeah,
They're all like, yeah, let's go to the basement.
Nathan's cool and grabs a big stick.
Yeah, because it's funny. He's like,
Yeah.
he's like, that's not gonna be big enough. I'm like, buddy, did you see the size of him? It'll be big enough.
Yeah, and then I wrote Tori follows because she wants to hang down her stinky. I don't know what that
And
means.
the only thing they see is that busted up crate, and they're like, good job, Ozzy.
Yeah.
Good job for breaking shit, you big goof.
And then he starts explaining how the leprechaun looked with his rotten teeth. And then they hear a noise.
And Ozzy's like, it's a leprechaun.
It's a leprechaun.
He's gonna kill them all, and he's first.
Yep. And then they go and investigate this dark corner, and there's a rat.
Yeah, I put intense music. It was a rat.
And they make fun of Ozzy for being a little bitch about it.
Despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a basement.
Yeah, and Tori was a little spooked though.
Well, it's what you expect, something deep and profound.
Yeah, kind of, but that's okay. Sometimes you don't have to be deep and profound for me to
Hey, man.
understand you.
The world is a vampire.
Anyway, so
And they're like,
mock
okay,
Ozzy.
well, fuck you. I guess it was just a rat. And then they go outside.
And then there's a rainbow in the sky, and Ozzy says it's magic because leprechauns, and it's a sign, and whatever, fuck you, you know?
Yeah, and they're like, let's go find the end of the rainbow because there'll be gold. And then Alex is the only one that's like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And they kind of fuck off.
Bro, don't you have a job to do? Don't you have a house to paint?
No, because it's all over Ozzy.
And then they get to the end of the rainbow and it
it's
disappears. And I was like, that's not how rainbows work.
It's like a dilapidated truck.
Also, Tori, at some point, it cuts back to Nathan and Tori, and she asks if the paint is biodegradable.
Yeah, which is like,
I don't.
if it was biodegradable, wouldn't it just wash off the house?
Yeah, it would.
Duh.
Ink.
Dummy.
And then, Alex, tries to hotwire that car, or he wants to hotwire the truck, but,
But it didn't have fucking wheels on it.
the battery probably is no good. And then they find a gold coin, and they kind of wrestle for the coin, and Alex steals the coin, and then the whole bag shows up. Did we already talk about this? No.
No.
All right, cool. I stopped listening for a second. That's my bad.
Hey man, no, that happens to me. Sometimes when we're doing this, I zone out, then I'll accidentally repeat what we just talked about.
It's okay.
It's just crazy because you were talking, I'm pretty sure. So, like, what do you...
Yeah, it is funny that you weren't listening and you were the one talking.
And then,
He does that a lot.
yeah. And then I'm like, what were we talking about? And it was me the whole
and
time.
then while Alex is looking at the money, the actual bag, Ozzy goes to test it, like with the teeth, where he's like, and he fucking swallows the
What a
motherfucker.
fucking idiot.
Yeah, and Alex says, nice going, Jaws, which is a movie that we should have watched instead.
Yeah, yeah.
I had more fun with this one.
I like Jaws.
I'm
I
not a big
like,
fan.
I like the first Jaws.
I like the first
It's
one.
okay.
It's just an average. I mean, it's just an average shark movie.
I don't know, man. It's...
As opposed to what? Like Sharknado, I guess?
Oh god, Deep Blue Sea.
There you go.
Fucking Samuel Jackson.
Jaws is a very important
The Meg?
movie, in my opinion. It's like a tentpole movie. It's like the first one.
I'm
just
not big
saying.
on it, man.
I like it.
I get what it did for movies,
Um,
but I'm not big on it.
I'm in between.
It's fun, man. Have you watched it in a while? Like, how long has it been? This doesn't matter.
Probably like 2 years.
It's been a couple years at least.
I watched it a couple years ago, and I really grew to like it a lot more. Because I didn't like it as a kid. I thought it was dumb. But now I'm like,
I just don't really fuck with sharks that hard.
Me neither. Like, I wouldn't, watch all of the fucking Jaws.
But I also don't
movies.
really like going to the beach that much either. So like Jaws is super preventable to
I'm
me.
on the fence about that.
Just don't go to the
Yeah, it's,
I'm on the
like,
fence about how I feel about going to beaches.
it's hot, sand everywhere. It gets coarse, it gets everywhere.
Like, I like going, but I don't like going all the time. Can you die from swallowing gold?
Maybe.
And
Maybe.
Then they're gonna hide the rest of the gold, but take some of it. So the adults will just try to take, because the adults will just try to take it away, and then they decide they're gonna throw it down the well.
And he wants to use the gold to get Ozzy in operation to make him smarter.
I put LOL. What?
Yeah,
That's not how
this
that works.
whole subplot is like fucked up. Because then later on, you find out that he knows there's no way to do that. And I'm like, first of all, you're just giving this kid hope. Second of all, he's not acting that way. Like I didn't read this character as like challenged in any way.
Oh, you
I don't
didn't?
know.
I did.
I just thought he was a little dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fucking stupid as shit. Like I feel like I could be Ozzy.
I kind of just assumed he was the Patrick of the group. You know?
Yeah,
The
like,
Patrick Star.
But then Ozzy says that he is smart. And
and then he fucking
Smart enough to eat
Alex
a-
is like, well, everyone makes fun of you. He's like, they make fun of me. He's like,
Yeah.
you're behind your back.
You're smart enough to eat a fucking coin, big
I
dog.
think that the kid,
That's fair.
I think the kid definitely had good intentions. And then it cuts back, and Nathan's getting a little touchy on Tori, trying to teach her to paint. And then he calls her a regular Picasso, and they talk about paint for a while.
And the leprechaun's under the truck.
And then she goes to put the paint back in the truck, And Leppy Boy touches her.
And she thinks it's Nathan.
She's like, "Oh, Nathan, how'd you get down there?"
Yeah, exactly. No. Why would you think that's Nathan? How did he get down?
Yeah,
he literally just walked the fuck away.
But what the fuck did you think he teleported or something? Because he's right behind her.
And then, like, it scratches her. And then they hear a cat in a tree hole, I think.
In a tree. I mean, it's a tree hole.
Yeah.
Because the dad's like, oh, and then, because I thought it was funny, she's like, I know when a man's feeling me up.
Yeah, because the dad shows up.
You do?
Yeah. The dad shows up at some point and she says that and he's like, really? He gets like fake
He's
mad.
like, oh, you thought it was me? And Ozzy's like, yeah. And he's like, well, I thought it was you touching me. It's like, you let me?
You let me?
Bad things to say in front of your father for 500.
And then the dad's like, it's probably just a possum. And they go to find the animal.
Because they hear it.
They hear it
in in Dylan's tree hole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know what it was.
I like it. It's funny.
It's like a tree hole, but like, they say possum, and I was like, that's clearly a fucking cat meowing.
Yeah, there's a cat meowing. And then he goes to reach in the hole and he gets bit, and it's clearly not a cat bite, but they're treating it like one. And then they go to the ER.
Because then you see Leppy on the other side of it just smiling like, hey, hey.
Because like whenever they go to leave, this is when I wrote the name of the truck. I put 3 guys that paint is the name of the truck.
Yeah.
I wrote that too.
And then Leprechaun runs to a barn, busts out on his tricycle, and this is when my wife goes, "This can't be a real movie."
Also, like this, because this comes up later. Like this truck's a fucking beater, and like the kid has to get out and like shake some wires that apparently fix it immediately.
Distributor cap.
Yeah, the distributor.
He says distributor cap, but then he just fucks with wires. So I'm like, what?
He just shoves some wires around and it
Like,
works.
motherfucker, that's not the distributor cap.
Hey, if it works, it works.
I think he's just running the long con on these 2 guys. I don't even think it's 3 men that pay. I think this kid is running the con on these 2, and he's like, yeah, it's distributor cap. And then he goes to pretend to do some car shit, but he just wiggles the wires.
He's actually not a child. He's a grown man.
He's the villain of this movie, not the Leprechaun. He just wants his fucking property back.
Because whenever my wife says this movie can't be real, I was like, they made 7 more.
I would love to look on her face if you said that.
But then they all go to the ER.
Surprise Pikachu.
And Ozzy and Alex, they're like, hey, go to the diner. We'll meet you up with you there after we get her dad checked in.
Yep.
But then they go to like a pawn shop to check out the gold coin. And the Leprechaun follows them.
The other guy's like, it could be worth up to $500, or it could be worthless.
No, he says it could be
Priceless,
priceless
my
if it's historical.
If it's historical, I get it could be priceless. Which means if they have 100 of them bitches, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But like if it's only 500 each, what's 500 times 99?
Well,
50,000.
they would have. I guess they wouldn't have 1,000 or 100 because of
the one he swallowed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like
that's
like $50,000. Like you're not really how is that motherfucker gonna buy fucking? How is O'Grady gonna buy fucking a mansion with $50,000?
It was 1993, so no, actually it was 1983 because it was 10 years later when this stuff happened. So 83.
You're still not gonna buy a fucking mansion.
All I'm saying is they better hope it's a historical artifact.
Yeah.
Because like if the Leprechaun sold his, maybe there's more backstory in the future we don't know.
That's true.
But like maybe he sold his soul. Maybe this gold really is like some sort of priceless artifact.
It probably is. Well, because the dude starts trying to study it overnight.
He can't figure out like he can't match the coin with anything either.
I mean, it'd be a good down payment because mansions were like kind of around $89,000 in '83, so it'd be a hell of a down payment.
Shit, that would be like most of a mansion.
You guys want to create time travel?
Yes. Jesus.
Because you wouldn't even have to use the whole 50 for that, bro. You probably use 20,000 on the down payment.
Yeah, and then just buy furniture.
And then you got a Leprechaun question. I don't know what that means. And then they leave to go eat. And
oh yeah, no, because he's like I've never seen them before. And I was like, could it be related to a leprechaun? And the guy looks at Ozzy like, "Fuck you on about?" He's like, "No."
But then they leave, and the dude starts looking at an old book to study the old coin.
And then he's a bike bell.
You hear the bike bell. And it's foreboding.
Or technically would it be a trike bell because he's on a tricycle.
I wrote a tricycle bell. And then I think he's like, I must be hearing things.
And then he unlocks the safe and then the tricycle just comes in.
It just shows up.
And he looks around like, the fuck?
Dude is spooked. Is what I put.
If a tricycle randomly showed up coming at me, I'd be freaking the fuck out, man. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
I would have just left.
Because we see earlier Leppy get the tricycle from somewhere else. So like that tricycle's not even in his shop. So like he's not like, where'd this tricycle come from?
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, you should know your inventory. And like, oh yeah, I don't have a tricycle. What the fuck is this?
And then he opens up the safe the rest of the way, and the leprechaun's just magically in there. And he's like, I want me gold coin.
He bites his fucking kneecap.
And then the man gives him the coin, and then he chastises the shop owner for taking his coin, and then he gets on a pogo stick and jumps on him with a pogo stick and kills him.
Yeah, because he pogo sticks him, and Grace is like, but how did he have face wounds? Because he never touched his face.
Yeah, no, it's all on his chest.
Yeah, it was all on his chest, and she was like, how did he have, like, face scars? And I was like, that's a good question, actually.
Because he's like, this old man, he played pogo on my lung.
And I put Grace focused on the face wounds, but not the fact that he's cleaning this dead guy's shoes.
Yeah, that was weird too.
Yeah, he's like, he shines his shoes, and I just put, what a nice guy. And then this is when you find out.
Well, because he says nice and shiny, and I put those are in fact not nice or shiny.
They were not.
I don't even think they were like shoes you could shine.
No, they weren't.
They were like I think they had like cloth or something on them.
Yeah, then it pans to the restaurant. This is Nate and Tori, and they're like, "Yo, where the fuck is Ozzy and Alex?"
That
Well,
food
also,
looked delicious.
Before he
Yeah.
leaves
that
the pawn-
meatloaf, like she was thumbing her nose out. I'm like, bro, that meatloaf looks delicious.
Dude, side note, I can make a mean fucking meatloaf, dude.
Fuck yeah.
I fucking love meatloaf.
Dude, me too, bro.
But there's also that little car in the pawn shop.
Yeah, he
'Cause
looks at it. He's like,
But then it's the diner and the meatloaf, and every song in this movie has to deal with 4-leaf clovers.
And then he says, "Look at the bright side, Tori. The worst part is over." And I put, "Buddy, we are only 39 minutes into this movie. The worst part is not over yet, buddy."
Yeah, I doubt that. And
the worst part is the next hour.
Because I paused to see how far we were in this movie. And so I gotta write that down.
and then Leppy is in the car going fast as fuck, boy.
He upgraded his whip from trike to fast little car.
I
Mini
guess he's
Mini
like-
S10. Because Grace pointed out, he was like, "Oh, he's driving a Mini S10," and I was like, "Huh."
That was a car.
Yeah,
It
S10's
S10's a truck.
trucks,
I don't know.
I think.
I don't know. I just
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I just wrote down what my wife said.
Because that's the Chevy version of the Ford Ranger.
Yeah,
Basically.
I didn't fact check it.
You should have. Not
I think the Leprechaun is going back to the little house that they were all at.
Yeah.
And,
the
gets-
cop pulls him over.
And he's like, "How old are you?" He said, 600. And he was like, "Okay, buddy."
Yeah, he said, "Okay, smart
buddy,
ass."
let's get you inside."
And then he kicks his little car, and he's like, "Take off the mask." And then the leprechaun says it's not nice to make fun of a leprechaun. And then he attacks his face and throws his gun. And then it goes back to the diner, and Tori is eating because they don't have her fancy fat salad or water. And then it's back to the leprechaun, and the cop is running in the woods. And I put, why not just get back into the running car?
I was thinking, they're like, why not just get in the running car?
He's driving a 1955 Willys Jeep CJ5.
That was a Jeep?
He wasn't driving the Jeep.
Yes, he was.
Oh shit! Yeah.
No, that's the Jeep that they have.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what leprechaun. It was just like a little toy car. I don't think it was anything.
Well, it was going pretty fast.
Mini go-kart.
Maybe.
Maybe a mini go-kart. Cop is running in woods. Why not? Lep chases, and he says, "Get away from me, you little creep!" And he's running, and the leprechaun thinks they're playing hide and seek now. And also, the officer's badge says "Trip it," if anyone cares.
I looked at it too. Yeah, I was curious. I didn't write it down, but I was like, I did clock it when I was watching.
And then the officer's still running because he had hid behind a tree, counts to 3, runs away again, and then he sees the hat of the leprechaun.
One of the go-karts the Leprechaun drives in the movie looks like a mini Chevrolet S10. I guess it was made to look like. Here's a picture of it.
Oh, okay. It was a little truck. I thought it was a little car. Maybe we should put that as one of the pictures on the socials so we can let them know what the fuck we're talking about.
How did we?
I'll save it so I can send it
But
to
how
you.
did we all think it was a car?
Because this movie's kind of whack and we weren't really paying attention.
Did we move to a different timeline?
Yeah, is this like a Mandela effect situation
From like
right
2
now?
days ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
We all watched this movie. Crazy. Anyway.
But the hat is laying there and he gets
He
scared.
fucking throws his nightstick at it.
Yeah. He picks it up and I'm like, bro, just leave. like, just leave.
And then at one point he just gives up and sits down like, oh, well, I guess I'm dead. Come get me.
Yeah, because this is whenever he starts fucking teleporting around.
Yeah.
And then he throws the fucking nightstick and I'm like, I don't know what your plan was, buddy.
That was funny though, because he keeps like popping out behind him. He's like, I'm over here. Now I'm over here.
What a fucking idiot.
And the leprechaun continues to laugh, and the cop sits down, and I just put, yeah, fuck it, let him kill you.
Yeah, fucking jumps
Like,
down on his
if
neck.
you don't have that much will to live, you just end it, I guess.
But yeah, and he drops down on his neck, like Dylan said, and breaks his fucking neck.
Breaks his neck. He like claws his face and then breaks his neck.
Yeah, and then pans back to the restaurant. Tori, you look skinny. Do you want some meatloaf?
She says she doesn't want it because it's cut up dead meat, and she doesn't kill and eat things.
And then he
Well,
just,
I mean, I guess
and then he just fucking grabs her shoe.
Yeah. He's like, hey, this is made of leather. And I was
It's also cut up dead cow.
He's right, but like, don't take people's shoes.
Yeah.
And then the boys arrive finally. Alex and fucking Ozzy. I don't know where they've been doing since. Jerking each other off, I guess. I don't fucking know. Oh, that's not good. That's not a good thing to say.
that one was a child.
Yeah, that one is a child. Never mind. I said they were jerking each other off. Maybe they're looking at comic books. I don't fucking know.
Oh yeah, because Ozzy did say earlier that like with all the gold he could buy like a comic book every week.
Yeah. But anyway, so they show up, and then he goes back to Leprechaun. He's at the house looking for gold. Bro just wants his gold.
He opens up a cabinet and it's fucking Lucky Charms.
Yeah, but it says Lucky Clovers.
It's not Lucky Charms because they had a deal with Lucky Charms for the movie, but then like Lucky Charms they didn't know it was gonna be all like that, so they pulled out at the last second. So they had to take no, not Lucky Charms, and that's why later he says "fuck you, Lucky Charms." It's like, fuck you to Lucky Charms for pulling out at the last second.
Really, that's actually kind of solid.
Yeah. But to be fair, if I had a happy-go-lucky cereal and this was the movie, I think I would pull out too.
Same. I wouldn't have even made the deal in the first place.
I'd be like, send me the script first, and then we'll see
what's going on. Well, it was supposed to be scarier, but then they Warwick Davis signed on. He's like, bro, this is a fucking Leprechaun. We can't take this shit that seriously. Yeah. So that's why they went funny with it. So it might have been spookier. It might have been like more of a horror movie before that happened. But then I guess when it got all weird with it, they're like, all right, cool, we're not gonna do this.
But yeah, he just keeps like making a mess, and then he looks at himself in a mirror and gets scared.
Yeah,
and he checks himself out,
and he's scared by his own reflection, which is understandable because dude's ugly as hell.
Yeah, he is. And then he starts shining shoes that he sees, and I just
fucking cleans every pair of shoes in that house.
I put LOL, what the fuck, and then I put, did he shine the cop's shoes? We never find out.
Well, I guess it was like it's like fairy rules because I know with fairies like if you spill salt in front of them, they have to count all the grains of salt. So I guess with him, it's shoes since he likes to shine shoes.
Huh. I have never heard that before.
I've never heard that either.
Is that like a supernatural thing?
Well, it's from that, but I've seen it in other things too. Like it's in Doctor Who and like that's like part of the lore. Of, like,
you know where it wasn't? Fairy Odd Parents.
Timmy wasn't.
It wasn't.
Butch Hartman, get in the comments.
Butch Hartman, why did you put that in the lore, dude?
But then
Crocker could have had them in no time, bro.
Yeah, for real.
Everyone comes.
That probably would have broke the show.
Yeah, well, like, first episode.
Everyone, Timmy has fairies. Here's some salt.
Fairy godparents.
Everyone comes home and sees where the place has been ransacked,
except for the shoes.
And Ozzy says, "Uh-oh, I think something got in here." And Alex says, "No shit, Sherlock." And then they talk about how it might have been a bear instead. And then they're like, "Yeah." He's like, "Look at the shoes. I bet he was shining these shoes or something like that." And then Tori's like, "I said I'm leaving."
Because he did say he was a shoemaker earlier because he was going to turn my ear into a shoe.
Yeah, she walks outside and then comes right back in.
Yeah, I have a little note on this because she leaves and then she said, "But what about the wiener from Nathan you might get?" And then I put, "Oh yes, she returns for the wiener, pretending like it's too dark." She's upset because she comes back and she's like, "It's too dark outside," and I was like, "No, you just want that wiener."
Yeah.
And then Nathan's like, "All right, well, let's clean up," and he gives her the broom.
And then they start cleaning. And then this is crazy. And then Alex and Ozzy go to the porch, and Ozzy's like, "Well, how do we kill a leprechaun?" And Ozzy's like, "You know what I'd do? Pull out the shotty." He said Uzi. He said, "I'll get Uzi, just fucking blast him." And I was like, "This kid's a sociopath." Yeah. This just leads more to my theory that he's just master manipulating.
Yeah, he's actually an adult.
He's manipulating these motherfuckers. He's not a good guy.
And then they start hearing a tricycle bell.
And it's just Ozzy fucking around.
Well, no, because they go find it.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Because they hear it and then they go find it. Oh, it is Ozzy. You're right. That's literally my next note. I'm sorry. But then the next time, they're sitting on the couch again.
He's like,
because this is when they're on the porch and then he asks how you kill a leprechaun. Then I put Alex hits a rhyme because he actually rhymes all of his shit together.
Oh, I didn't even. Oh, shit, I didn't even notice. Interesting.
And then Ozzy's worried, and then the bell starts ringing on its own.
He said Leprechaun is the only one who can rhyme. Watch this shit.
Yeah. And then the bell goes off again, but it's not Ozzy. They go to check it out.
Like, hey, she's like, "I said knock it off." He's like, "I didn't do it."
And then they're like, it's coming from the kitchen, so Nathan goes in there, and they all follow him. And he looks at the group, and Tori says, "We're like really scared."
Yeah, and then he gets his leg stuck in a bear trap.
Yeah, because he goes outside.
Your leg, it's caught in a bear trap.
And this ain't Shia LaBeouf.
No, it's Nathan.
It's Leprechaun.
Yeah.
And then the leprechaun shows up and is making fun of him.
Starts dancing.
He's such a little asshole.
Yeah. But then Nathan kind of has some hands because he fights back. He's like,
yeah, he starts beating on him with the flashlight he has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then everybody comes out there and he runs back and starts biting fucking Nathan on the leg, and then everybody starts beating the fuck out of the leprechaun.
Man, what is this guy got with legs, man?
Yeah, man.
Well, because he's short,
That's fair.
Yeah, I think it's just natural.
It's like, if there's one thing I can bite, it's legs.
It's like we have our little dog Lita, and whenever you walk by her, if she's in a good mood, she'll lick your leg like I love you. It's like the same thing because that's what she can reach. But while everyone's beating up the leprechaun, Alex hits him with a rock, and then
which is clearly a not real rock.
Yeah, because it's huge, and he picks it up so easy, just and then Nathan's like, "Alex, go get the shotgun." So he runs off, and then Ozzy's running to go call the police.
And then he literally says, "It's a leprechaun," and the police is like, "Yeah,
Oh,
leprechaun, huh?"
I took the note of what he said when he called because it's funny. He says, "Help! Help! It's happening! The attack is on O'Grady Farm. Send help! The leprechaun is attacking! Army, Navy, guns, Marines, and we'll need some medicine." It's like, okay. And then the cops are just like, "Okay, buddy." And then they're talking about how last week it was Bigfoot because Ozzy has like a problem with calling the cops for stupid shit apparently.
So he's a Karen.
Yeah. And then they're just talking about how like the leprechaun's a good one. He's never used that one before. And then Alex gets the shotty and Nathan shoots Leprechaun.
Point fucking blank.
And then he just keeps unloading it into the trees.
Yeah.
Oh, that pissed me off.
But also I want to point out he has green blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Because he's like, "Oh, I think he's in the bushes," and he's like unloads on the bushes.
Yeah, because
I'm pretty sure he's teleported away by then. He's
Tori
just
gets
wasting
Nathan
ammo.
out of the bear trap, and then Nathan is just a fucking dumbass, and like you said, just pops every single shot into that one spot in the bush. Didn't even look to see if the leprechaun's still there. It's like, good job, you dumbass. You wasted all your fucking ammo.
Yeah, they get him into the truck, and the truck won't start. Alex goes to fix the truck, and he opens the hood, and the leprechaun is under the hood. And then like he runs back into the truck.
Well, also I just
And
want
they
to
roll
say,
the windows up. And he just breaks the fucking windshield.
He's like, "Hey."
Nathan's dumbass says that he put 6 rounds in that thing, and I put no dumbass. You put 1 and it ran away.
And then you unloaded 5 more for nothing.
And then they're leaving the house, and then that dumb little bitch is like, the dumb little bitch Alex, is like super hesitant, so he's taking his sweet ass time, and then the leprechaun jumps out, busts through the windshield, and then Ozzy tries to fight him off with a paintbrush, which I thought was funny. And then he bites the fuck out of Ozzy's ear, and then they burn him with the cigarette lighter.
Which is not how that works, because you have to push it in first and let it get warm.
Yeah, it has to get hot
She just
first.
pulls it out like it's already hot. I'm like, who pushed it in? Like, I know that's very of the times, and a lot of people may not get that reference, but like that's how they worked back in cars back in the day.
Cars used to come with cigarette lighters.
Because smoking was a lot more acceptable back then.
Yeah.
And then the leprechaun runs in the barn, he's doing something, and then he comes out and he kind of has like a little tank thing, and I put...
Because they don't get the fuck out of there. They're like, "Oh, what is he doing in the barn?" I'm
Yeah.
like, "Who cares? Leave!"
Good.
It's like got like a rake on the front, or like a pitchfork rake
Yeah,
thing.
and he souped. I guess he souped up that S10, maybe like he pulled the motor out or something. Like he souped it up. It looked pretty cool. I was like, "Shit, I'd drive that around."
And he hits the truck with it and topples the truck over with that little bitty thing.
So unrealistic.
Yeah.
It would never
ridiculous.
happen. I don't care how fast that little fucking thing was going.
And while he's doing that, he's also singing "Ring Around the Rosie" the whole time.
Yeah.
And then he goes and checks the car, and everyone has somehow magically
Got out.
escaped, and they're fine without him noticing.
Yeah.
And he talks about how he wants his gold, and they all run back to the house.
Gold.
And they shut it. He's trying to like, catch up to him, and whenever they shut it, they shut it on his hand.
And it fucking
And it
gets
just
cut off.
chops off. And this part was fucking weird because his hand opens the door. He grabs the hand instead of walking right on in. He fucking grabs his hand and leaves.
Yeah, I thought that too.
Like, "Fuck you were almost there."
I was like, what a fucking idiot.
And also, the hand is like huge
Yeah.
when he grabs it. And it's like, there's no way that's your fucking hand, bro.
That's some Les Grossman size hand.
It's swole.
And then the phone's dead, and then she tries to call. She tries to call on her cell phone the cops again, because they're also mad at Ozzy because Ozzy was a dumbass and said it was a leprechaun and didn't just call for
because
help.
they're like, "Buddy, you shouldn't have told the truth."
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
But no,
sorry. I'm just trying to help. Your help isn't good enough, Ozzy.
This is why we need to fix your fucking brain. Fuck you.
You're trying to help, but you're making the situation worse, you fuck.
Why do they even keep him around? Probably because they feel bad. Yeah, I said it. Fuck him. You know what I mean?
Over there eating goddamn coins.
Yeah. It's all your fucking fault. We can't give the leprechaun his goddamn gold back because you ate one.
It's not chocolate. It's real. It's worth $500.
You fucking
Or
moron.
maybe it's priceless. We don't know.
I'm gonna check to see if it's real. How do you accidentally swallow it?
Hey, buddy, I've swallowed a couple Legos, so anything's possible.
Yeah, but how old were you?
7.
There you go.
Okay.
He's like fucking 30.
He's a grown man.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I was just trying to give him the beat.
When was the last time you put a coin in your mouth?
Never.
Exactly.
Anyway, so they call the cop, and the cop's like, "Yeah, we'll get someone over there." And then they dispatch to the cop that Leppy killed earlier.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he impersonates him and says, "Oh yeah, I'll go check it out." I mean, he does a better job, but he's like, "Yeah, I'll go check it out."
And then they start fortifying the house, and Tori is fixing up Ozzy, and Ozzy says, "Boy, that leprechaun sure is mean."
Fuck you, Ozzy.
So maybe he just wants his gold back. It's like he's been saying that for an hour.
Yep.
You couldn't.
What was your first fucking clue that he wanted the gold back, Ozzy? Dumb.
Was it whenever he said, "Give me my gold for the 50th fucking time"?
Give me gold.
I want me gold.
He said it when he signed your shoes in the basement, you fuck.
That was 20 minutes into the movie.
After you awoken him and let him escape from the crate.
Honestly, bro, fuck Ozzy.
We flipped on this motherfucker so quick.
Ozzy, you sack of shit.
You're the reason why everything gets fucked up. Anyway,
Maybe Alex is right to want to fix your fucking brain.
that's what I was saying, bro.
But then Tori's like, oh, wait, what's this about gold? And then he kind of tells him, oh, yeah, we found this gold. It's like, well, motherfucker, that's what he wants.
Why didn't y'all just say that earlier?
But with with him being a fucking dumbass, Alex being 12, and Nathan having a fucking leg wound, they're like, well, I guess Tori's gonna have to go give him the gold back. So they give her the shotgun. She's like, alright, cool, I'm gonna go get it. Alex is like, yeah, we put it in the well. So she goes to get. She's gonna go get the gold.
Why does the gold glow green?
Because it's a leprechaun, man.
Okay.
Shouldn't it glow
Gold? Probably. But maybe
shiny?
like
I don't know.
maybe like the leprechaun makes it green.
Maybe it's cursed.
Maybe it's cursed, like Avada Kedavra.
Maybe he should spend less time shining shoes and shining his gold. And maybe he wouldn't fucking lose it.
Maybe he loves this gold so much that he fucks it and it's cum. Because leprechaun cum is definitely green. His blood's green.
I can't find a flaw in this logic.
Shamrock shake color green.
Yeah, like a little milky. Yeah. That makes sense.
But anyway, so she basically gets out there and he's like, you got me gold? And she's like, yeah, here you go. See ya. He's like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go count it.
I'm gonna go count me gold.
He counts it very slowly.
Sounds...
He's like, one gold coin.
Oh, he's like, it sounds like me gold. It looks like me gold. It smells like me gold.
Why are you smelling it?
Hey, that's better than eating it.
Why are you smelling your cum gold, bro?
Just take it and fuck off.
Oh, he fucked off already.
And then he tastes it too. He's like, it tastes like me gold. So he does put it in his mouth.
Fuck, damn it.
And then he kisses Tori, and apparently they're delicious.
mouth?
Also, no, he just like smooches on her, like gives her a kiss on the cheek. And then they're
What
like,
is
all
it?
right, let's get the fuck out of here. We gotta go to the hospital. And then he starts counting.
He's like, one gold coin.
And I put, you're gonna be
2 gold coin.
I put, you're gonna be one short because that
3
fat
gold
dumbass ate one.
That was
It
also
would've-
literally my next
It would
note.
have been funnier if he said these are magically delicious.
Gold is magically delicious. But that's literally my next note too. I was like, oh, he's definitely missing a piece because it's in Ozzy.
Yeah. And I put, God forbid you don't have one coin, you little prick.
God forbid you don't have $500
Yeah.
or priceless.
Well, if it's priceless, though. You know what I mean?
He would know it's his gold.
He's not gonna cash it in.
Yeah, he's just gonna fucking hoard it like the little shit fucker he is.
Come all over it.
Anyway, so they're all like getting their shit together, and you know they're trying to get out of there. But then the Leppy boy shows back up like immediately. He's in the fridge, and he's on Alex, and he gets pulled off, and he burns his hand on the oven, and then he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we're cooking now, kids." And
Oh
so-
yeah, he uses the spatula to like get it off. He's like,
Yeah.
it's funny as hell.
And then he's hiding in the cabinets, and they're just playing fucking whack-a-mole with
They're
the
on some
leprechaun.
Scooby Doo shit, honestly, you know.
Yeah, they're playing fucking whack-a-mole with the goddamn cabinets and a leprechaun.
And then he's in a drawer and he
But with
grabs
a shotgun.
Nathan's. He grabs Nathan's cock.
Yeah,
And he starts
yeah.
teleporting again.
Yeah.
And then he mentions that he has his powers back because of the gold, but it's like, yeah, but bro, you're literally doing the same thing that you were doing earlier. Fuck you. You teleported against the cop before you had your gold. Don't tell me now.
Maybe,
You know?
Maybe 1 gold coin lets him teleport.
That doesn't make sense.
I don't know how gold coin powers work.
That's his best fucking power.
You sure it's not the voices he can do?
Motherfucker's disapparating everywhere.
Like it's fucking Police Academy. He's just making noises.
Anyway, teleporting earlier, I don't know. Nathan's fucking hurt.
Yep.
And the leprechaun comes down the goddamn chimney.
He says, ho, ho, ho.
And he says, I'm right here, and I ain't no Santa Claus. Fuck you.
He
And then
gets
they
shot.
shoot him. Yeah.
And
Ozzy says, you think it's dead?
and then he jumps up. I don't know. Was he dead the first time you shot him?
No, I don't
Ozzy?
fucking know.
Then he says, "Diddly diddly dee, a leprechaun is me."
Yes, he does say that.
And I put bars.
And then the chase continues, and the Leppy boy's on a skateboard.
Oh, this is the best scene though, because he just keeps going by and he keeps making different poses. It's fucking hilarious.
Because it's like a hallway, and he'll go through like the opening of the hallway, and they shoot at him every time, and they fucking
They
miss.
fucking miss every time.
Because Nathan is terrible.
They got that stormtrooper aim.
Good God, does he? And then they hear him under the floor, and then they hear him outside
And then he jumps through the floor.
because he punches up through the floor when Nathan
yeah.
investigates.
Yeah.
And then he gets shot again, and he goes into the basement. And then the phone rings, and it's Leprechaun. And he says, "Where's the rest of me gold?"
And then a little chicken hand comes on the phone.
Yeah, because she hangs up and he calls back
Yeah,
and he
she-
asks if she needs a hand, and a little tiny hand touches her face.
Because she also rips the phone off the wall, and then he does the little fucking hand.
Yeah.
And she's like, "I don't understand what he wants.
I'm not gonna
I gave
say
him the
this.
gold."
Ozzy knows what he wants. Dumb bitch ate it. That's what I wrote. Because
He's
Ozzy's
like-
the dumb bitch that ate it.
He's like, "I'm gonna go sacrifice myself." I'm like, "Yeah, please do."
Please do.
Please, dude, get the fuck out of here.
sack of shit.
God, I hate you. I didn't hate you. I really didn't.
So I didn't hate him during the movie, but I hate him now.
Yeah.
You guys slipped me on him.
And then they're like, oh man, O'Grady might know how to kill it.
And then that's when we find out, oh shit, he's still alive.
Yeah, I put, but he's dead, man. And then I put, oh, he's in a rest home. I thought he was dead.
He's like, oh, he used to talk all this shit about leprechauns back in the day. And I was like, you're just now mentioning this!
Everybody in this movie kind of sucks.
Yeah, especially Ozzy.
And then they go get in the Jeep, and that's how they're gonna go.
We don't have time to do all that. And he's like, get all the shoes you can and meet me out here.
Yeah.
And then they just throw a bunch of shoes and he starts to go shine them while Tori goes to the rest home.
And then, like, Tori, whenever she goes to the rest home, which I thought was kind of dumb, but it ended up being fine. So the leprechaun is at the house, and they don't know whether or not the leprechaun's going to follow her.
Right.
Why does she take their only weapon with her? Because she takes the shotgun. And I'm like, you selfish bitch. Thankfully, for plot devices, he follows her. But what if he wouldn't have?
I see.
You know what I mean?
Well,
I see like, in that moment, you're like, you go talk to O'Grady, like, I could see, like, someone being like, you take the shotgun. Like,
even if, like, he didn't, the only person he's after is Ozzy. They could just be like, oh, yeah, we can just scrape out the 3 and put 2 on the truck.
Yeah. I'd have given him them. I'd have just been like, Ozzy, you know what? Go fuck yourself. You ain't worth nothing no way. You wasted all this goddamn paint earlier, too. Let's not forget that fucking part.
I'm going to go sacrifice myself. Okay.
Okay.
Okay? You guys are going to... No, go ahead.
Go ahead. Just go. Go do it. All of this will end if you just give him the fucking...
Get the fuck out now! Okay.
But then the boys run back inside, and you find out that she's going to the rest home, but the leprechaun teleports on to the back of the truck, basically, but he's holding on to it, and he's got roller skates. She turns, and he crashes, and I put, why didn't you just teleport again before you crash?
He fucking goes through the fence and makes a leprechaun shape.
Yeah. And I put, boy, can he skate fast.
Yeah, because they speed up the footage like they did earlier. He's just like...
That was an awesome noise.
That's the noise there.
And then Tori shows up at the rest home, and the guard is sleeping, so she just casually finds where Dan is and goes. And then, of course, he wakes up as soon as she leaves.
Well, before that, she's walking, she sees like a shadow. She's like, oh, it looks like the leprechaun. But then when she looks in, she's like a mom.
Yeah.
Right. And then she finds the room she's looking for.
He's in a wheelchair.
And it's a man in a wheelchair, and he's not facing her. And then
that's important.
He's just telling her that she can't kill the leprechaun.
Because he is the leprechaun.
And then O'Grady is the leprechaun.
Because he is the leprechaun.
I put O'Grady as the leprechaun, so I guess he's dead. I don't fucking know.
And then she like runs out of the room, and he chases her in the wheelchair, and that shit was hilarious. They sped that shit up.
He's so fast.
You know how they filmed that?
How?
Because of him being a little person, he can't like really push the wheelchair that fast. So he wouldn't be going that fast in the wheelchair. He like was going normal pace as much as he could, and they had Jennifer Aniston running in slow motion, and then that's why they sped up the footage. Because she's technically running in slow motion.
Huh.
That's how they filmed that?
That's hilarious.
That's fucking crazy.
So that's why the footage is sped up, because like she's technically running in slow motion, and he's just kind of going as fast as he can with his
little arms.
And then they just speed up the footage to make it look like it's like
that
a chase.
That was hilarious.
But that's why the scene's fucking, because she's just like zooming and she's like, ah.
Because my note says it's hilarious. They always just speed up the footage every time he's on wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put he is so fast, and I put she also must be very fast because he ain't caught her yet.
And then she gets to the
elevator.
And
then I put the real Slim Grady crashes through the top of the elevator.
Will the real Slim Grady please fall down an elevator?
But he's still not dead, and he's like, oh, he came back for me, but it's too late, and he's gonna die.
He's like, there's a clover patch in the yard. Go get a 4-leaf clover and touch him.
Touch him and you can kill him.
Yeah.
And then I put in my notes, Grady really dead now.
Then she's leaving back to the house, and he's still in the wheelchair chasing her. And I put, boy, they got their money out of this set piece, because they went back to that house like 15 fucking times in this movie. Like, Jesus Christ. And
she's looking for the 4-leaf clover, and the leprechaun zaps her hand and then chases her.
I put, why does the clover patch glow like that?
Yeah, that's too. I was like,
everything leprechaun related glows in this movie.
The gold, the 4-leaf clover, the leprechaun.
Yeah. He's just coming on everything.
Bustin' makes him feel good.
Why would he come on the one thing that can kill him?
Maybe he felt like his leprechaun cum would negate the power of the 4-leaf clover.
It's like desecrating it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I see.
And then, he like attacks her or whatever, and he's like, little girls shouldn't look for 4-leaf clovers. And I put, apparently.
And then
he's chasing her. She falls. She sees the cop car. She runs in there, and I guess she doesn't think it's weird that she she can just magically get in the driver's seat of this cop car.
Yeah.
And the cop's there and he's dead. And the leprechaun is there.
And he pops his he runs up to the truck or the cop car and
She like shoves the baton in his eye.
yeah, which how? Because he threw that nightstick in the woods.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking too. I think I put a note on that. I put where did she get the baton? Because the motherfucker threw it. Maybe he has two. I don't know.
And she shoved that thing right through his eye.
Right through that
And then he
eye.
just rips the door clean off the fucking cop car.
Yeah, and then he just grabs the cop's face and grabs the eye and says, "An eye for an eye, me dear."
Yeah, and then he puts the cop's eye in his eye and somehow, boop.
I just
Yeah.
thought, what the fuck?
And then he gets domed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because Nathan and the boys are there,
The boys pull up.
and they shoot Lep, and then they run back to the clover patch, and Ozzy's like, "Oh, I found a 4-leaf clover when I was a kid."
Where is it?
Good for you.
Do you have it now? That would help. No, you don't. So you're useless again? Is that it?
And then also it's just Ozzy, Nathan, and Jennifer Aniston, Tori, and
Yeah.
Alex is off like trying to like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill this motherfucking leprechaun. My name's Alex. I'm 12."
My name's Alex. I'm 12. I'm gonna pull up my Uzi.
Yeah, and he goes and gets like a bear trap.
Yeah.
He's like, "I ain't afraid. I'm gonna get that leprechaun." And he goes in the barn. "I'm gonna kill him." And he's not afraid. He says that multiple times. That's why I took notes over and over again. And then the leprechaun's there
Yeah.
with the kid.
And then it pans to the other three looking for the clover, and Tori finds one after yelling at Ozzy. Because fuck Ozzy.
Yeah, Ozzy's like,
You gotta believe.
and Tori's like, "Fuck you," which I would have been the same way.
True, but then you know, classic. Okay, fine, I believe, and then she finds one.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's less lazy writing.
And then
Yeah.
we've got to get this on the leprechaun. And then it goes back to the barn, and leprechaun is about to shove Alex's face in the bear trap.
And that's when Ozzy's like, "Hey, it's me you want. Coins in my stomach. I swallowed it." And he's like, "Oh."
Then it's your belly I want.
Whoa, pause.
And then it's funny because like they try to shoot the leprechaun again, and the shotgun jams, so the leprechaun just kicks Nathan's bum leg on the way out while he's chasing after Ozzy. And I thought that was funny. And then so it's like Ozzy's running, the leprechaun's running, and then Alex's little goofus ass is running behind him.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you're literally like 12. Like, what are you gonna do?
Nothing.
You ain't shit. Can't even fix a distributor cap. Anyway, Lep catches Ozzy
And it
starts
slashes his face pretty good.
beating the fuck out of
With
him.
his
Good.
belt buckle or shoe buckle
Good.
And then Alex puts gum
On the clover.
on the clover. Because he did that earlier to Ozzy. He just took his gum and like shot him with his slingshot.
Yeah.
But this time he puts the 4-leaf clover on the gum and then shoots it at Leprechaun. He says, "Fuck you, Lucky Charms."
and he gets it in the leprechaun's mouth too. And then the leprechaun melts and falls down the well.
Gross. Because then he starts glowing green.
Yeah.
Which for the times, some pretty decent effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
And
looks pretty good.
for the times and the budget.
For sure.
His last words was, "I want me gold."
And then Ozzy's like, "We did it. I did a smart thing, didn't I?"
No.
And it's like, "No, you didn't."
You distracted him. Congratulations.
With your face?
With your flashed up face.
And then the leprechaun like comes back up and says that, and then they knock him back down.
And then Nathan pours a bunch
He's
of
like, "That's this
gasoline.
fucking shit." And
And
he
then
fucking lights his ass on fire.
Yep, and then-
Kind of like the turkey from Thanksgiving.
And then it blows up.
It blows up the well. And then I put, no way, we got eight sequels and a remake. But we did.
And then
The next morning, the cops arrive.
and then Leprechaun narrates some more bars.
Did anybody have the actual box?
I'll not rest till I have me gold. Curse this well that my soul dwell. Till I find me magic that breaks me spell. And I put movie ends.
See, I just put Lep curses the well, and we'll find magic that'll break the spell or something. Well, that's another movie, Juiced. So who wants to go first on the ratings this time?
It's not my turn. I went first last time.
I feel like I went first during the last ones also, so it might be Dylan's.
Might be, yeah. Because you did the, that is true.
I originally put 5, but I might go down a little. Look, I originally had it at a 5. I'm gonna do 4.5 because it's not the worst. I'll just read what I even put this on my letterbox. Definitely not the worst holiday themed horror movie I've watched, but I still don't understand how this warranted an 8-film franchise. It's cheesy and low budget and doesn't take itself seriously, but not that good of a movie at the end of the day. So I'm gonna go 4.5.
I had a lot of fun talking about it.
Yeah.
It was
really
fun to
did.
shit on it, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it almost makes me not necessarily want to give it a higher one, but I don't want to like dunk on it super hard in my rating. I'll give it a 5. Middle of the road. It's not bad. I'd watch it again. I've watched it a fuckload already.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. It's a 4.5. Like, it's not quite a 4 because I had fun watching it. I had fun talking about it. So I'm gonna go 4.5.
it's not.
It's not a 5.
It's not a solid 4, but it's not a solid 5.
It's not a solid 5. It's like right in the middle. It was fun. I had fun.
But Ozzy can go fuck himself.
Ozzy can go fuck himself.
Ozzy can go fuck
This whole
himself.
franchise can go fuck himself. Warwick Davis, treasure.
Treasure.
Don't change a thing.
Yep. By far best part of
I'm
this
glad
movie.
he was the one that was like, "Hey, let's make this funny because it's not working."
Yeah.
So 4.5.
All right, has anybody got anything else to add?
Fuck Ozzy.
Fuck Ozzy.
Fuck Ozzy.
All right. Well, that's been another Movie Juiced. New episodes drop every Thursday morning. Follow us on Facebook at Movie Juice, Instagram at Movie Juice Pod, Twitter at Movie Juice Pod. We still got that coming soon website.
I'm coming.
At www.moviejuicepod.com. If you have any suggestions for a logo, send it in to our email address. We'll pay if we decide to use it. Or if you want to send us your thoughts on any movies we've already reviewed, or if you have any recommendations, or if you just want to give us a review on this pod, we'll read it out. Email us at moviejuicepod@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. All links can be found on our link tree. We are on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and YouTube. You can follow us all individually on Instagram and Twitter. Our handles are in the description below. We'll be back next week with the new action movie Novocaine starring Jack Quaid. And as always, I've been Dylan.
I've been Kyle.
And I've been James. And for one last time, this has been The Juice.